Hey guys, welcome back. It's been a while since I released a video, so I want to share this with you guys and thank you guys for watching all the previous videos that I've done. A fair amount have gone to other vendors that kind of helped get me started, and I started doing projects, commission work, and then I started doing videos, to feature how-tos for other vendors. Well, that's what this is. So let's talk about this. This is the Lewis mill, and this is a kit from Bill Banta from Banta Model Works. I'll go through the parts real quick, and then I'll do a lot more detail when we get to the actual build video. But I wanted to kind of do a historical background because I don't want to make the other video just huge because you guys probably wouldn't watch it. So this kit is a mill that is it loads cars in the front, which the historical mill actually didn't do that. The tracks didn't come up quite up to the front of this, but to make it more interesting, and certainly I appreciate because I'll use it on trackage. I like that. And then there's a tram house and tram doors on the back, so that's where the tramway came in, and they loaded from the mine, which was way up the side of a mountain, down to this structure in through the tram house, and then it got all processed as it moved down through there. So when we get to the end of this, which is about a minute or two, I'm going to go ahead and put a bunch of photos that Bill Banta shared with me about the history of it, which is really cool because, well, that's me, so I like that. So, Telluride, Colorado is where the Lewis mill was. It was up in the basin up by Telluride. And this is the instructions and the parts list. So just real quick, lots of instructions. There's, I forget how many pages, but you can see tons of photos. And you go through the entire build in 12 pages. That's the tank that's up behind it. That's a separate piece. You can kind of see how it builds with the frame. You start out with basically a bottom and a back and four pieces that like slice together, and they all interconnect. Tabs and slots, awesome. And then what you do is you then start building the fronts, the roof. There's a bunch of dormers on it and stuff. And let's go through the parts real quick. Oh, and before I forget, this is the parts diagram, and you'll see stuff like that. So these are all the main pieces that are going to go together initially, and then we'll start putting some of those smaller walls. Black lines is where everything got cut out, and then you'll see red in here. And what that means is that's actually a laser etching that draws lines on it. And you'll see parts like this that have horizontal lines on it to represent, like, boards and material that was used to build the walls. So that's what the red means. So if you see red, you're not cutting, or you're not, nothing weird. It's basically instructions for the laser to use to etch the pieces, and then the black is the parts that are cut out. So that's the shapes that you'll actually see in the bags and that are loose. So the instructions do refer back to this, and they will tell you exactly what you're doing. Here's an example of how to assemble one of the windows and doors, each in the layers. So windowsill and then that type of thing. So anyway, so that's included as well. The instructions will refer to this, so it's good to read this once. I did. I will probably need to read it at least one more time. So give you an idea of what is involved in this kit as far as parts. There's a lot. So all the sides of the main body that go into the base and go up against the back, that'll be the first part of the build. All these major pieces, those will all get, and that gives you a framework with which to then attach other pieces. So there's a bunch of those. There's some slightly smaller ones. If you see any of these little things fall out, they're basically just the slots that got cut out. Sometimes they don't fall out when you're taking it off the laser. So you don't have to hang on to those. I know I certainly have thrown away my share. So there's those pieces. This is the, I think this is the back. I don't believe that's the base. So this goes against the back. And you can see all the slots, all those big pieces that I showed you, they're all going to plug into this. So that way you know everything's, aligned on the bottom and aligned on the back. And then as you build onto those, it just makes it, you know that you're getting everything nice and square. So that's the base. I know it's a little shiny, but you can see I haven't even taken these things out yet. Then you get the smaller pieces like dormer sections and like the dormer fronts and things. All kinds of windows. Now you'll see scribed wood sections. Like this is for timbers and this is for, really can't see it very well. But there you go. You can see the lines for the doors. So they're at an angle. This is the package that is the little water tank that sits up behind it. More dormers. All kinds of wood. A lot of the times when you're doing etching on those, it looks great, but you still need to put the support beams, and that's what this stuff is, roof trim and stuff like that. So, built a few of his kits. Kind of familiar with that. So, that's it. That's the overview of the kit real quick. I'm going to now show you a whole bunch of photos that are all the historical photos of the structure that Bill shared with me. Now this structure still stands, and you'll see by all the color photos, you can tell it's, it was standing at the time, obviously, when they took photos. But they've also shored it up a lot. So they have put braces and floor supports and sister boards up against stuff like the original, just to make sure that it doesn't start leaning. They had a lot of snow up there, and it's pretty harsh conditions, so they want to make sure they shore this thing up. It was obviously built, very sturdy when they first did it, but the thing's old. The thing was built in, I don't remember, 1880s, probably. So it gives you an idea. So that's it. We're going to do an entire separate kit build for the instructions of just going through every single build. So if you did buy the kit and you had a question, you want to see it maybe in 3D instead of a smaller black and white photo, I told Bill I would go ahead and do a full build video. So that's really cool, and I'm very excited to do that. But let's go through the historical part. Now, this kit we're going to build is going to be an HO. And the loading dock in the front is something that Bill changed on the kit. So if you don't like that for some reason, you can modify it. But I like it because it's going to give a point on the layout to actually stage traffic. So I can park box cars out there, and they can load bags of ore, processed ore from the mill. Also in the back of it, and you'll see this in the historical photos, there's doorways that open up on the top, on the back, up high. And those open up, and they, I think there's doors. Yeah, there's doors on there. And that's where the tram from the mine, which is even further up on the mountain, that's where the tram towers and the line brought the buckets in and around and back up. So, so that's kind of cool. You can add that as well. So you'll see that in some of the photos. So let's go ahead and jump to it. Now, we're going to, again, like I got distracted. Squirrel. This is an HO scale kit build, but there's also a O scale version to this kit and a F scale version to this kit. I don't know about any other scales. Those are the only ones that he has on his website. They were supposed to be out in the spring and the summer of 2025, and right now it's August, so I can only assume that they're out, but you have to check the website. But so there's those other scales as well if you're interested in this kit. So it's big. This kit's big. You saw the pieces. I cannot imagine how big it is in F scale. Multiply it by 4 in length, width, height, depth, everything else, weight. So let's go ahead and get to the historical photos. And if you have any more questions, you want to see the other video, I'm going to link my YouTube channel below, Bill's website below, and this is going to fit with all the other Telluride kits that I've already created. So I'm excited about this one. So thanks for watching, and here come the photos, and I will see you guys in the next video, and thanks for hanging out with me at long last. Hopefully not so long on the next one. All right, see you guys.